Welcome back to another episode of Ham Radio Playground. In this episode, we are going to go over downloading Winlink and installing it on your computer so you can send and receive email over the radio waves. Let's get started. All right, to get started, we're going to open our favorite browser and we're going to go to winlink.org. Now, I put a link to this down in the description. One of the benefits of coming to Winlink's website is now they are also carrying VARA's downloads, which is another tool we will need to help us communicate over the airwaves. So let's go ahead and head over here to download. And as you can see, we have sysop, user programs, and VARA products. Sysop is if you wanted to set up your own Winlink server. So if you wanted to be able to help facilitate people's messages over the airwaves. Today, we're going to focus on just the user side of it. So we're going to go to user programs. And what we're looking for is this bottom one, Winlink Express install. Everything else we can kind of just skip for right now. We just need that Winlink Express. So we're going to go ahead and click it. And it'll download to wherever your browser is set up. Some browsers will prompt you where you want to save it. Others will go to a default location. For me, it's a default to the downloads folder. So now what we want to do is we want to go back to the parent directory and we want to go into VARA products. Because as I said, we're also going to need some other tools. So in here, VARA has several programs that are set up that help work with Winlink to facilitate the communications or the packets over radio. So you have VARA Chat, you have VARA FM, which is just like it sounds, it goes over the FM airwaves. VARA HF, again, over the HF airwaves. VARA Sat, what do you think that one does? Goes over satellite. And then VARA Terminal. So right now we are going to grab VARA FM and VARA HF. We're going to click on them. There's the FM and there's the HF. And that's it from that website. If you want to learn more about Winlink, you can go back to their homepage, winlink.org, and you'll find an overwhelming amount of information. But let's go ahead and hop into installing these applications. So one of the first things we're going to need to go to our downloads. So I can access that from my browser. If I come right over here and I just click the folder icon and where I put these, and it opened in the other window. All right, so I am going to go ahead and extract my Winlink Express, which popped up over here. And we're going to start with the install for Winlink Express. So once it's done uncompressing, we're going to go ahead and click on this EXE. It is a safe EXE. I know that you might not be familiar with this website, but I assure you it's safe. Even though Windows comes up and protects it, the reason you'll get this screen is in order to get the signature files for any applications you create, you have to pay some licensing fees to Windows. So we're simply going to come over here and we're going to click more and we're going to say run anyways. And it prompted me one more time on the other screen to verify that I really did want to install it. And we're going to go ahead and it's going to ask us a destination. We're going to say, create us a desktop shortcut. It's interesting. It's saying RMS Express. All right. So we are going to decheck this box that says launch Winlink Express because we'll get to that in a minute. Right now we need to go finish our VARA stuff. So we're going to click finish. We can close out that window and we're going to go over here to VARA HF and we're going to do the same thing. Extract all. It's going over to my primary screen. And notice in parentheses it tells us run this as administrator. So in order to do that, we right click on it and we see this option that says run as administrator. Now, depending on your computer, you may get a dialog box asking you for a password for the administrator. You know that password, go ahead and enter it. Otherwise, you'll have to consult with whoever manages your computer to get you that access. So again, this doesn't have the needed signatures. So Microsoft Defender, which is the built-in antivirus on Windows computers, is just alerting you saying it's unrecognized. So it's not in their database. You're just going to hit more info and you say run anyways. And that prompted me for administrative approval, and again popped up on my other screen. I guess maybe I should have shared the primary screen so I wouldn't have to keep dragging everything over. So this is the licensing agreement. Like any software, if you can read through it all. I'm going to go ahead and say accept. It's going to put it into a directory called VARA FM. Sure, create a desktop icon. We really wouldn't need the desktop icon because Winlink Express will open these applications as we need them. And there's our successful. And we're not going to say launch because we don't want to launch it yet. We're going to go back in here and we're going to do the same thing for the HF. Extract all. Oh, look at that one. It tells us again we got to run as administrator. So we're going to run it as administrator. We're going to tell it yes, run anyways. Going to prompt us that we need to approve it. And we get our dialog box. Accept the license agreement. It's going to put in a folder called VARA. Sure, create a desktop icon. Install it. VARA installed successfully. No, we don't want to launch my program. All right. Now comes the fun part, because the icons are all going to be on the other screen. So let me swap monitors here real quick. All right, we're back, and now using the primary monitor. So let me adjust my camera here a little. And as you can see, we have some new icons that it created on our desktop: Winlink Express, VARA FM, and VARA. Now, if you did not tell it to create the desktop icons, you will not have them on there. So we're going to go ahead and double click on Winlink Express. And it's coming up and asking us to agree to the licensing terms. So this one, we do have to scroll all the way to the bottom in order to get our box. Oh, interesting. There we go. Begin using program. So right away we get prompted with this screen to enter our information. So you can put your call sign in there. Password recovery email. You can put a password in there. Now, you do not have to pay for the upgraded license for this. You can use the free version. There are some limitations on the free version. And it comes down to the speed and the size of stuff that you can send back and forth. Right now, I'm going to set this up as the free version without putting any of my license keys into there. You can put in your grid square, Winlink registration key if you have one, if you have additional call signs, or you're part of a private network and you need to add a specific tactical address, you'll add those in there. Service codes, that is the communication channels that you want to subscribe to. So if you're doing this for something like Aries or Races, you might also be adding EMCOMM in there for emergency communications to be part of the EMCOMM network. For this installation, I'm going to leave it just as public. We're gonna keep things as simple as possible to get you up and running so that you can start sending messages back and forth. And then we can follow up with another video where we'll teach you how to add in some of these additional features. But right now we're going to go with a bare bones. So you do have registration contact information that you can put in there, how long you want your logs kept for, how long to keep deleted messages, HF path quality, install updates without prompting. I do not recommend that because that's when stuff breaks. Field tested beta versions. Again, if you're not comfortable with that, things break. So leave both of those dechecked. Warn about connections to stations holding messages. Display a list of pending incoming messages prior to download. If you want to see your messages and be able to choose which ones you want to download, you can turn that on. For right now, we're going to leave that off. So we're going to go ahead and say update. Oh, you must enter a password. I don't remember my password. I'm going to go with a usual that I have, and we'll see. Oh, I do have to fill out the contact information. I figured it would pull it in since I was already in their database, but I guess not. And I don't care if you see my address. It's part of my FCC license. And I believe it's on another video where we went into registering Winlink. I do have a whole playlist with some Winlink videos, so if you find this one helpful, you may want to watch the whole series. And we are in New York, good old USA. And I do have to give it a phone number. 4897. All right. You do not have to enter a website address. I'm entering mine in there simply for free advertising. All right, let's go ahead and say update. Error setting password. No reason given. Error changing password. Oh, I didn't want to change my password. Okay. If this is your first time doing it, you won't have that issue. I have it because I already have a password set and I must not have entered the right password. All right, we got the spinning wheel of death. Let's go. Come on. As you can see, we're doing this live. It's not edited or clipped out. Errors happen. I don't know what it's doing. Let's see if it'll let me change. Let me try this one. Aha, that time I must have entered the right password. All right, so this is where it comes in again. It's going to give you this annoying little registration until you provided a key. But again, you don't have to. So for right now, we're going to just say remind me later. And as you can see, it's already telling us there's a new updated version. Update now. So I'm going to go ahead and let it replace. And this is the forms, not the application. So inside there are some pre-made forms for various scenarios, like checking into nets, sending specific requests. And that's just updating that database. And that's why we didn't download that zip file, because I knew as soon as we got into the application, it'll do it for us. And periodically, it will prompt you to download an update when there's an update available. One of the other things it's going to do is when we connect via a radio, it will prompt us to download a new list of all the active people that are out there. So this is Winlink. We have it installed. We have our Telenet, we have Packet, we have our VARA HF, our VARA FM, we have peer-to-peer connections, we have radio-only connections, we have Telenet post office connections. That's it. We've got it installed. Outside of that initial configuration screen, which we can always get back to by going to Settings in Winlink Express Setup, we have everything we need to start using it. So the install wasn't that hard. Now, there are some particulars to setting it up to work specifically with your radio equipment, which depending on the radio you have could be completely different. But all of that gets done inside these sessions. So we will break down each one of those type of sessions, whether we're using Telenet or VARA HF or VARA FM, in separate videos. So this video was just simply to get VARA and Winlink installed on your computer and the initial setup done. So hopefully you found value in this content. If so, please give us that thumbs up. Let us know we're doing a good job. Let YouTube know we're doing a good job. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you click that little bell so you get notified when we publish new videos. Hopefully you'll continue this journey along our Winlink playlist, and I hope to see you using Winlink soon. 73, have a great day.